Hi, my name is Kler Rosenberg. I'm the Fibras Master for Branko Babic Microblading Academy USA. Today I want to show you how to set up your station for a microblading procedure. I want to show you what exactly you need when you're doing your procedure. You need 4x4 aesthetic wipes and you need 2x2 aesthetic wipes. You need Phi wipe to disinfect the skin, of course your pigments, tweezers, scissors, a little pigment cup, a razor to sharpen your pencil. This pencil we're going to be using to do the shape of the brows, and then you're going to mark it with the Phi marker pen. You have your block tonic to clean the skin, and then you have your Phi compass to do your shape, and then here you have your disposable tool with the Phi brush. Magnum is our anesthetic gel. We're going to use the hand sanitizer to sanitize the client's hands, alcohol if I need it, and I have here lip gloss applicators, and I have here mascara brush. I'm going to need my phone to use my Phi app for the symmetry. I have here my mirror. I have here, which is very important, sharps container. Anything sharp must go in the sharps container. And right here I have Sunny Cloth, which is a germicidal wipe that kills bacteria, tuberculosis, and all kinds of viruses in 2 minutes. And of course you're going to need gloves. Before you start your procedure, you want to put your face mask and then your gloves. And then you're going to put hairnet on your client. Then you're going to take your hand sanitizer and sanitize your client's hands and tell them to please not touch it because these are little cuts and you want to make sure that it doesn't get any infection or bacteria in these cuts. To start my procedure, I'm first going to disinfect her skin with alcohol. This is basically a alcohol wipe. I clean the whole area. Then I'm going to take my Phi compass and I will remove this. With 1 and 2, I'm going to measure her sclera. I'm going to tell her to please look up and roll her eyes up. Then I will put this middle leg and set it aside. I will determine the middle of her eyes, but not looking at the tip of her nose. I'm going to be looking at the bridge. This is going to give me the beginning of her eyebrows when I line up the middle one with the line that I made. Then I will feel the supraorbital bone here and put my pencil parallel, not like this. I will hold it parallel to this bone. Very slowly, I will glide it down her skin. And stop where the bone stops. I will also take my compass, open up your eyes, and then line it up with the end of her eyes. Press a little and create my line. Then I will bend number 3, because otherwise we cannot measure curved surface. I'm gonna line up between 0.1 and 0.3, and this right here is 0.2. And then I will flip my compass, line up with 0.1, and this gives us 0.5. Then I will create 0.4. I don't want to lift it too much, or I don't want to put right over the hair. So right here is 0.4. When I'm connecting it, we're gonna make between 0.2 and 0.1 straight or slightly concave. Between 0.4 and 0.5, slightly convex like a little belly. And between 0.5 and 0.3, we don't mark 0.6 on real human. We're just gonna stretch well and then slide it down the bone over here. You can always take your lip gloss applicator with alcohol and then clean what's necessary. At this point, you should show your client if they like their eyebrows before you do the other side. Take a look, please. Now, we are not gonna do the same measuring on the other side. We're just gonna do copy pasting. We're gonna use the compass as a measuring tool. We're gonna line up 0.1 to 0.3. 0.1 to 0.3, and we're just gonna transfer the shape. 0.1 to 0.3. Then we're gonna do 0.1 to 0.2, 0.1 to 0.2, 0.1 to 0.2. Then we're gonna do 0.1 to 0.5 and transfer 0.1 to 0.5. Then we have to do the bone here. Just slow. And then to find the beginning, I do either this, or you could go like this. It's just easier with a little bit of pressing the compass. Again, between point 1 and point 2 should be straight or slightly concave. And then between point 4 and point 5 should be like a slight belly. Between point 5 and point 3, there is no point 6. We just lift it up and then stretch and then use the bone as our guide. At this point, I will use my phone to do the measuring for the symmetry, to find the right symmetry. Now that I finished my drawing, my shaping on her, I'm gonna use the Phi app, which is the symmetry app on my phone, to make sure that both brows are matching and symmetrical. I need to tell my client to please keep your eyes closed because eyebrows are under the control of mimic muscles. So I just make sure that she's relaxed, and I will go in here. It's called the Phi app. So I click here, start new treatment, and I'm gonna use the measuring tool in here. When you're taking the picture, the most important thing is to make sure that the face is not tilted. This eclipse goes right on the face, and then make sure that you see both sides point 3 to make sure that the face is straight. And I'm gonna take a picture. Now I'm gonna make this bigger a little bit. These little circles moves the face, so you could make the face straight. Every grid here has a purpose. So I'm gonna start lining up from down from her eye, which is gonna be her eyelashes. And then the second grid is gonna go on point 4. The third grid is gonna go on point 1. And then the fourth grid is gonna go on point 2. And then the red one is gonna go in the middle. And then this is gonna go the beginning of the eyebrows to see. I lined up her eyes, and then I lined up point 4. And if you see here, there's a little bit of a gap. So that means that I need to lower this eyebrow a little bit. Then I put my third grid on point 1. As I see here, slightly this eyebrow needs to come up very, very slightly. And then the last grid goes on point 2, okay? So this way I need to make sure that one is not higher than the other one. The red one goes in the middle right here, okay? And then the black ones is gonna go in the beginning of the brows to make sure that the distance between two eyebrows are equal. The last thing I could do is put one of these grids onto point 6 to make sure that one is not higher than the other one. So I'm gonna take one of these grids and then put it. And as you see, it's touching right here, and same spot is touching right there. So you see the distance is the same. The only thing is right here, I see a little bit of a skin here, which I will fix it. I'm gonna put this back on point 2. And then I'm gonna look here. If you see the distance between the 2 grids here, so you wanna make sure that this distance is the same right here, which it is at this point. So I'm just gonna fix a little bit here and we're ready to go. So I'm just making this a little thicker. When I'm doing that, I'm not removing my pencil, I'm just adding. And then what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna clean inside the eyebrow with my applicator that I wet with alcohol. And then the next step is to use my medical pen to my... I use only 99% alcohol because it just dries very fast. I'm just making my line thinner. And I will do my measurement again to make sure it's even. I'm gonna lift this up a little bit. And clean inside. Okay, right now I'm gonna use my Phi marker pen to make little dots. Don't draw it, just make little tiny dots so you don't lose your shape. Be very precise when you're doing this. Now I'm gonna do the other side. You should wait a minute for the marker to dry.